So far, we are doing excellent. We've gotten to the point when we're going to discuss about user input. Until now, we have been statically assigning values to variables, right? I mean, which is the truth. But by using the command syntax console.readline, the user may input a value at runtime. Yay, that's a huge progress, to tell you the truth, because now things are starting to make more sense as we progress actually with the course. I mean, at the end, you should be able to really develop something that's a lot more complex than what we're doing at this point. Okay, so and then there is a simple example right here which we are going to observe under the Visual Studio. We declare the age as an integer variable, right? And then we say console write how old are you, and then on the age variable we assign console, we say that it's equal to console readline. But now, since this is an integer, we might need to actually convert to integer 32, whatever the user inputs. Now keep in mind that again, we're not yet to conditions, so later on we could check what the user has entered. For example, if it's a letter, then I mean, obviously there is something wrong. I mean, please enter again your age, for example, or we can recognize whatever the user is entering, or we can just actually code some intelligence with the conditions. That's why they're for, right? And then we can just simply print out whatever the user is actually being entered. Okay, let's go back to the editor. And let's find our solution, which should be this one right here. Okay. Right, so let's close the previous one and open the program. Okay. Wow, I've got quite a lots of code right here, right? And I have introduced some actually conditions, even though just to kind of give you an example. But we're not there yet. Conditions are going to be discussed a little bit later, but I just want to introduce this to you at this point. Okay, all right, so I have an empty solution right here which I called exercise, and we are going to actually discuss what's already been written down right here. Okay, so don't pay attention to the code to the left side at this point, but please pay attention to what I'm writing and explaining under the right side of the code. This is just for my reference right here. Okay, so let's say if we are okay, let's define a string value at this point. String name, okay, name, and for example John. All right. Then, and this John is of age, for example, 25 years. Oh, wait. We said we're going to let the user input this, right? Okay. So name, age, and let's do this. The decimal, salary, 50,000. 50,000 a year, for example. All right, so this name of age that much is work takes, for example, 50,000 a year. Profession, for given profession, whatever the user inputs. Okay, so we have defined the variables, right? And then we said by using console.readline, we could actually read the user's input. But how do we do this? All right, so let's do it. It's very simple. So first of all, let's do this console.writeLine, okay? And then we will say enter name, please. Enter name, please. All right, let's make it a little bit better. Console write line. All right, and then this program will be how much are you earning per year? Okay, yeah. All right, so that's our software. All right, let's make it a little bit more modern. Let me give you an idea. All right, how much? There we go. Okay, that makes sense a little bit, huh? So enter name, please. And then we say name equals to what? Console, read line, all right? A console read line. But basically what I'm going to omit the line right here so that the name ends up right here on the same line, okay? And then okay, and then what we will do is, so this is for the name we said, okay, name, and then let's enter the age, okay, so we say the same thing, right, oops, enter your age, all right, and then age equals to console read line, all right, a read line. Now keep in mind that age is of a type integer, that's why there is an error. So basically we have to convert this to integer, okay, or it will not work for us. Okay, now it's not complaining. And then now the next thing to do is we need to enter the salary, okay, enter the salary. All right, so right line, enter salary. All right, now salary. All right, I set right here 50,000, so that's a typo right away, equals to console read line. Okay, but it's complaining again because salary this time is of a type decimal, so we need, you see, we are introducing some complex conversions right here. That's good for you to know, okay, even at the beginning stage. And now the only one left is the profession, all right? It's quite a lot of writing. Well, welcome to my world. That's the way it works. Enter profession, right? So that's a comment so that you don't get lost. Enter profession. Okay, and then we assign console read line for strings. Actually, we do not need any conversions. And then we assign the, okay, the profession user input output. So what do we say at this point? At this point we say this. So we did a small program, okay, which is going to output something for us. What is it? All right, so let's see. So for example, the name John is how old? John is, for example, 20 years old person with a salary of, okay, salary, with a salary of, enter, you see automatically we got transferred, with a salary of, and profession, what the profession is, all right? Okay, cool, that's a nice small little application. All right, so let's see now, let's define this project as a startup project, okay, and then let's run compile to see what we get. All right, so perfect. So we should, all right, there we go. How much are you earning per year? All right, so basically, how much are you earning per year? That's our program. Enter your name, please. John. Enter your age, for example, 35. Enter salary. Oh, we have right line. That's why I put the salary to the end. Okay, that's not a problem. So we will put 65,000 a year. Okay, and the professor software engineer, for example. Okay, so John is 35 old person with a salary of 65,000 and profession software engineer. Okay, so right here, there we go. So basically that's how user input works, by assigning to the value. So we declare the value, and then after that, to the value we assign the console.readline command respectively. Now if it's an integer, we need to convert the user input to an integer, like in our case right here. If it is double, we would need to actually convert the input to a decimal. I apologize if it's a decimal to decimal, if it's a double to double, right? Obviously. And then at the end, actually, we print out the result. I mean, that's how real world actually applications work, right? Now, if you, let's take a look. Oh, all right. So right here we have a bool input as well. We can also go over this too. Bool, for example, is employee still working, for example, working. If it's still working, right? And then is employee still working equals to console read line. Am I correct? Okay. And then, but then you notice that we still need to convert this. So the only one that we do not really convert to anything is string. Okay. So console dot write line, all right, and then we print out the value. The employee, for example, the employee is still working, and then with true or false, basically. So basically, not using interpolation this time, so pay attention. Is employee still working? Okay, and all right, perfect. But then we say we need to advise something the user, I mean, so that he has an idea what to type in. Please, right? Please type in true, false if the employee is working with us, for example, right? Okay, and then an empty space, right line is set. Let's keep this like that. And then what I would need to do is, at this point, I would like to quickly just delete this. I will omit this because that's a separate program on its own. I don't want to go through the user input of the before program, right? Please type in true, false if the employee is working with us. Okay, so the employee is working with us. So the employee is working true, all right, which is the truth. Now Control Z will return back everything that we wrote. Now on this side right here, and at the end actually of the course, this is intended, by the way, this simple logic by using conditions is intended to be covered at the end. So I will not, I don't want to confuse you at this point with the conditions. So let's just skip it the way it is. So far we've covered the user input, and we'll just skip it this way. Simple, stupid, isn't it? Okay.